we were talking about how boats themselves can be incredibly difficult to paint. They're too obvious. How do you do it? But coming around to this end of the harbour now and looking back, somebody has driven across the sand, and there are tyre tracks running all the way across the sand, making wonderful graphic lines which can become the main subject, the main event in a drawing or in a little composition. And the boats can be relegated to being a sort of subtext. And this is, to me, this is irresistible.
It's interesting though, yes, the seagulls, yes, the white seagulls with their grey-black backs, are the colours of the buildings. The row of buildings that are grey and white patches, and the roofs with the lichen, the sort of Sienese sort of ochre colours on them, and those are picked out in the brickwork and the sand.
Yeah, and brilliant the way that reads as one big mass, doesn't it? Across the back. David, this is a great example of how, when you stop to draw something, it makes you look.
Yes.
You can look at something and think you've seen it, but sometimes I really feel that if I haven't got a pencil in my hand,
yes,
I don't really see. So that in drawing this now, I've just started really in the middle of a sheet of paper, and I'm allowing the drawing to spread, and it's not at all a measured or considered drawing. It's a quick grab, and yet it's beginning to make a sort of sense. And we've got these wonderful curling lines of the tyre tracks, and looking along the perspective of them so that they're running away and, as you said, defining this ground plane. And yet out over here there's this patch of dark sand which is reflecting the big mass of the buildings there.
Yes.
And what I find I often end up with, if I'm drawing in a sketchbook like this, isn't so much a working drawing that I can go away and work up and copy. It's a thing that screams at me, for heaven's sake, come back and paint this.
Yes.
Set up an easel and consider it and take your time. And it's really curious, David, that you and I are standing next to each other, drawing the same subject at the same time. Yet your drawing looks like a David Paskett and my drawing looks like a Richard Pikesley. It's just as well it's not the other way around, I suppose.